There we go. So that's everything that I want. It's really blurry.
And I've also...
It's really fucking blurry. Just looks like ass. Yeah, sorry my feed looks like ass.
Oh, were you?
This thing's just getting started. It's not really underway yet. Everybody's just starting to gather. I think it starts at about 12. So we still got a little bit of time. And take you over here to the area over here. I might just, if this thing doesn't get better quality, I might switch to my other camera. Let's go over and say hi to these dudes. See how that goes. Yeah, pretty much. It's still early. There's not a lot of people here yet. I don't think InfoWars is here yet. But I'm gonna go live for a little while, unless this feed just keeps looking like gas, then I'll turn it off. We can use a better camera here in a little bit if I have to. Feed up to that, but I'm probably just gonna keep this rolling the whole time. So if y'all want to keep watching this, I'm gonna keep it going. Awesome, yeah, getting together.
I mean, capitalism isn't ideal, but it's the best working thing that we have. It's allowed us the best fucking progress anywhere in the world.
One of the biggest problems that people on the left have is that they think of capitalism as an economic or as a political system as opposed to an economic system, and they blame everything on, you know, that they should be blaming on government on capitalism, which makes no sense. I mean, everything that leftists bitch about capitalism and complain about, I can show them how it's actually government interfering with capitalism.
Yeah.
You know,
the problem is, like I said, too many people are stupid. They jump to the first conclusions. They don't take the time to actually root out what the real fucking issues are. They like to look at things more topically, see things as symptoms, not as root causes. Most people don't look that deep, man. That's why something like that, anarchy, voluntarism, won't work. Most people are too fucking stupid. Love you too! Have a good day! You!
It's just vitriol. There's no argument, there's no reason, there's no evidence, there's no opinion other than rage. And there's nothing else there.
Oh yeah, my 5-year-old threw a fit last night, and I thought, oh great. This is the beginning. It's going to be all day tomorrow too.
Well, you learn in debate there's ethos, there's pathos, and there's logos. And what you mainly see nowadays from a lot of the left is all fucking pathos. It's all emotionally based argument. It's not based on logic. And even when they try and talk off of ethos, it's still, you can see how much of it is rooted in their emotions. So as far as I'm concerned, it's pointless talking to a lot of lefties, except for classical liberals, which there's too few of them nowadays. And they're, as you're seeing with Rockaway and Dem Exit before it, a lot of them are moving over and now supporting Trump, becoming conservatives, because they see how loony the rest of their base has become. Loony.
Now, what do you guys think about the UN?
Fuck the UN.
Yeah, well, the UN seems to be, I never hear any of the Patriot movements calling it out directly, but if you look at it, they're doing all the damage. Gun control worldwide, banning guns. The Obama signed in 2009.
UN
arms
is
trade
still
treaty.
just an arm of other people behind it. You gotta look
But
at
they're behind the global warming fraud and
you
carbon
gotta
credit
look at
scams.
old world fucking families. You gotta look at like the
That too.
Rockefellers,
The Rothschilds, yeah.
The Declaration of Human Rights
Those fucking
and
assholes.
examine it from a legal
Soros,
standpoint, just as a layperson. You look at it with Black's Law and look up everything, all the meanings and all the phrases, how they go together. The UN's Declaration of Human Rights states that they're not rights, they're privileges that government can take away and give to you at its leisure. Like that's a lot different than a constitutional republic that we have here. That's actually the opposite.
They also gave us the war on drugs directly. So it just seems like everything. You look at all the bad stuff that we're all complaining about. The UN's been at the head of almost all of it.
Even if you manage to have such a rise up against the UN, they would create something else in its stead. You got to get to the root issues, the root problems. UN is not a root issue. They're created by the root issues, but they're toppled. We need to get down to what's actually the problem. And like I said, it's the old world families that run this shit. David D. Rockefeller, his own autobiography. In it, he stated, I can't remember what page it was, like 365 or some shit like that. But his own autobiography, the book he wrote himself. Not a direct quote, but basically what he said is for generations, he and his family have been accused of meddling in the affairs of governments and societies and shit like that in order to bring about a one world order.
Yeah.
And he says if that's a charge, guilty as charged and proud of it. It's his own fucking book. Those are his fucking words. I mean, these people, they live a completely different lifestyle than we do. They see things completely different. We're fucking ants to them.
There's a bunch of these groups that are like the Rockefellers and Rothschilds over in Asia that we don't even know about. So it seems to be.
Is we need to know. More people need to know that you can sit there and you can say, oh, the UN, oh, the Bilderberg Group, oh, you got the Council of Foreign Relations, the old Trilateral Commission, all that shit. But you know what? Those are just
that's the tip of the iceberg.
Targets. Those aren't the main fucking things. And more people need to be aware of what the main things are.
Nice, man.
The main players behind the fucking game. Because if you don't stop the main fucking players, the game will just change. And as it is, a lot of people nowadays will think that it's a one long game of fucking Monopoly. It's not Monopoly. They're playing chess.
Yeah.
We're sitting there fucking, trying to get across the goddamn board to get $200, and they're looking for fucking checkmate on us. We're not playing the right game because we don't actually understand what's going on. More people need to understand what's going on.
Well, that's the problem, their education. I mean, people are indoctrinated, they're not educated, and they mix the two up all the time. And they're fed all these lies that they have to believe, otherwise it turns their whole world upside down. When you mess with that narrative, it upsets the apple cart, and all kinds of people get pissed off. Yeah, it's the information is out there, but people aren't exposed to it, and when they are, they are repelled by it.
There's the, what's it called? Cognitive dissonance, which at one point was an important part of evolving, kept us strong as a group, but nowadays, with so much information, everything completely different as far as your survival goes, it's against us because, cognitive dissonance is, right? Mm-hmm. So now, instead of, like, being able to take information and be able to run with it, to be able to rebuild your world model based off of new information that's actually tried, tested, and true. Now it's, I don't like that, I reject it. There's too many people that are like that.
They've been brainwashed, propagandized.
Back in the days, as we're evolving, that kept us as a group, which was great for survival. But nowadays, it keeps us fucking stupid. And we need to evolve further. We need to, that's reached its fucking wall, its peak limit,
At this point, it's willful ignorance. I mean, the information's out there. I mean, everybody has in their pocket the world's most powerful library has ever been created by man. The internet. And we have all the information, and the act of not knowing it is willful ignorance. It's typical. It's not right.
Yeah, I think we need a reawakening of the founding fathers, not just any one of them, but all of their writings that they left behind. I mean, to me, each one of those is like a Bible. You know, that's to me. I go read John Adams' letters to his wife back and forth, and she was smarter than any politician that we had today, his wife. But these guys were all just complete geniuses about social order.
Exactly, because the documents aren't necessarily about government; they're more about human nature. And you know, things come and go, but there's nothing new under the sun. And human nature doesn't change. And things like the Constitution and the Bible are written to inform us of human nature so they can guard against the evil aspects of it.
Yeah, and the run amok of the Bill of Rights. There's too many things in there. There's too many things we don't want in there. 1 through 4 is really important. And then the 10th, of course. But there's other garbage in there, like the 25th. The income tax, all that stuff. That thing needs to be.
Senators,
It needs to be re-regulated, or we need a new Bill of Rights to almost like all of the purest. Yeah, but we need to go back to the purity of the founding fathers' intention.
Something interesting. I saw yesterday a YouTube video where a old Navy vet, Korean War vet, he was initially talking about how Trump has allowed a lot of his fallen brothers to come back, and he said something that kind of rang in my head, and he said that Trump's like the second father. And he's, dude, can you imagine the kind of shit he deals with on a daily basis? And he honestly didn't. With his money, he could have done what he said, just the rest of his days with his family, golf courses, yada yada.
Yeah, he didn't need this.
We are witnessing history. I don't think people understand that. I mean, I don't even understand it. I mean, we are witnessing a rebirth of this nation.
Yeah, someone who's not paid to sell us out actually getting in, just because he had the fame of the TV, he had the love of the people from that TV show. And that's what pushed him forward, and his attitude. You think about
his work ethic, his business sense,
and he wasn't scared to call them out.
Values.
If he wouldn't have called them out in front of everybody, I don't think he would have made it. That's something that people have been missing since Andrew Jackson, a fiery character.
That's right.
Also, even a George Washington. These guys weren't scared to go out and say something like that and call somebody out, and then all of the hypocritical. All those little clips they play of Trump, and then you have either Obama saying the same thing or both the Clintons.
But it's just this.
And it's always just Trump said this, Trump's a big old meanie, or whatever. But it's, he's probably the best president. He's going to go down as the best president we ever had, probably.
Remember a Republican debate when he stood up there with all the other guys, and they asked if you don't win the Republican nomination, who here is not going to run independent, who's going to stand with the party, and he's the only guy that fucking said that he'll fucking run as independent. The only fucking guy that had the balls to stand on his own.
So I'm not going to promise to the party. I'm not allegiance to the Republican Party. I'm for the American people.
It's a phenomenal thing.
And they called him out for that. They tried every little trick they could. He gets a crooked toenail or whatever it is. They go, oh, there he did it. Look, he's got a Russian toenail. But no.
But you got this entrenched deep state that's against him now because you got all these political appointees that can't get rooted out of office. You got all this backrooms bullshit. No.
Well, the CIA's independent. Who would ever know if the CIA got took over by a foreign entity? We would never know. They're independent.
If Clinton would have got it. Holy shit.
The bullet we missed there was like fucking nuke size, man.
And who are the CIA doing deals with? They're in charge of foreign operations, so foreign bribes can be quite large.
Oh yeah.
So we're talking. There's no way to trust them.
Uranium One. Yeah. Clinton's got what, $500 million from that shit or something like that.
So for them to go on the news and just talk on CNN like the CIA, and they'd be like, these are some pillars of morality or something like that. We should just trust them.
Drug running.
Yeah.
Really?
When the record's terrible. Just like false flags.
How much dirt is there that we don't know about?
Exactly.
What little we do, and unfortunately hasn't been dealt with, is sickening. What don't we know about?
Oh yeah, CNN goes on there and says, the CIA has that massive psychological operations brigade in Fort Bragg, but they've never done anything. They don't false flag. Yeah, it's there and it's big, but they don't do anything. There's no operations. Yeah. They don't actually do it. It's big and it's funded, but they don't do anything. That's what they would like you to believe all over the mainstream.
Stand around playing cards.
Yeah.
That's totally believable. Jesus Christ. You'd think
17
people
agents,
that
you
have
said.
to have a high enough IQ to be in the CIA would be smart enough to know not everybody else is fucking retarded. But apparently they reach this peak fucking. You reach this peak fucking scale where they think, okay, we're so smart, everybody else is dumb. Nobody else will ever figure out the shit we're up to. It's ridiculous.
What is your stance? What brought you out here today? I'm trying to just get an idea, grasp on the situation.
Everybody has a different reason, I think. I'm out here talking to people about the UN. And I'm probably the only one, just like always. I'm the only one talking about that.
That's good. There needs to be people that will talk about every single part.
These gentlemen here seem super educated on history. So, you know, that's part of it. If you don't understand history, you're doomed to repeat it. Like, for instance, every country in the world, their favorite war move is the false flag. It's obvious. It's been admitted. We have Freedom of Information requests that show in this country that we did Operation Northwoods and the Gulf of Tonkin. And then we're supposed to believe that 9/11 happened the way that they're saying after they've admitted for the Freedom of Information request that they blow stuff up and blame it on someone else. And then this whole Sandy Hook thing.
Engineers for 9/11 truth.
And Sandy Hook, I'll say that right on the air here.
Yep.
We don't just take Sandy Hook and say, oh, we believe your official story, and then you bulldoze the school and won't let Wolfgang Halbig in, the guy that's been in every other thing. Everything they've never done this. The guy in the woods with the camo on, wouldn't mention him after the first initial report. Nothing in that thing makes sense, and we're not allowed to question it. You'd have to be an idiot not to question something like that. You go straight to the source.
Well, they're doubling down on it. I just heard NPR yesterday was talking about Sandy Hook. I mean,
it's because they're trying to they're trying to paint Alex Jones with that
well,
brush.
They label it a conspiracy theory, but a conspiracy is anything other than the narrative.
Yeah, the whole public should, every time something happens, the whole public should come out and say, ooh, which one of you bastards did it? But they don't. They say, the official story. The official story. Yeah, in Vegas.
This is the most recorded site on the planet,
and
you're telling me we don't know what happened there?
And the guy can't talk because he shot himself in the head. Yeah, right. The one guy who can tell the story.
Yeah, right. That's not what a plane does when it hits a building.
Well, they released the tape. It's like cruise missiles going in. They released it. It goes in the parking lot. They released the footage from, there's two camera angles.
Where did the cruise missile come from?
Yeah.
That's a head scratcher.
It pisses me off when they get paid to do that shit.
Yeah.
There has been terrible humans throughout human history.
It's breaking the conditioning.
That's why everything needs to be looked
It's
at
my YouTube channel,
very fucking closely. And when the officials just want to fucking be like, oh, this is the story, don't think about this, don't look about this.
When the media doesn't ask questions, that's the real problem. I mean, the media is all just hyperbolic about emotion instead of, well, let's find out what the truth is. And if people aren't understanding that truth, then it's their job to give them the information to come to it to an understanding, rather than feed them a narrative based on emotion.
Journalism is mostly dead. If you look at all the top,
this guy's here.
Well, mostly dead. I'm saying this because the top news agencies are businesses.
Oh, right, for sure.
Yeah. It's all about money. It's not about the actual ethics of journalism. It's not actually about reporting the truth. It's about making that money. And even more so, if you're tied to certain people or owned by certain people, it's about pushing their narrative. And if they're elites, they're globalists, their narrative is not in the favor of the people. It's that fucking simple.
Sad thing about that is I agree, but I work with a lot of news people. And on the low level, everyone locally really tries. They try,
yes.
But the owners kind of have final say.
It's a need-to-know basis, though, man.
So,
you think they're gonna spill all the secrets to you?
No, I'm just watching what I say.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's
sure,
just the thing, though, is they don't care what you guys do so long as you don't go against them and you do your job. And then they're able to take what they want from you. But, you get higher up, you want to get higher up, you got to play the game. You got to play their game. Their rules, make your moves the way they want you to make them. That's the way it is.
99% of the time.
That's what we face. We face this narrative that's written against us by powerful fucking people.
And questioning it is considered hate speech all of a sudden.
And we've got an opposition of not just the people who are against us because they want to change everything, but the majority of them are useful idiots who don't understand that their moves aren't their own. They're being played.
And we can battle them until they start to erode the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights protects the citizens from the government. It's a list of rules that the government can't violate to the citizens. So that's where it gets dangerous. Once they start saying freedom of speech, Second Amendment, that's where all citizens should take a stand. Because if you don't have a Bill of Rights to protect you from your government, you're either straight communist, you're under a straight dictator, it's neo-feudalism, you know, take your pick, it's one of those things. And the fruits of that are disaster for the general populace. That's why 136 countries adopted our form of Bill of Rights after World War II, because this is the best thing going, and none of those power structures could hold the citizens back from wanting that for themselves. So we need a rebirth of the Bill of Rights for the world. 1776,
Yeah, we do.
A new start of 1776.
If you don't have freedom of speech, no matter if other people don't like it, if you don't have the freedom to defend yourselves, to be armed, you're not free. Slaves don't own guns. Slaves aren't able to say what they want. Free men have those things. You look around the world right now. You look at fucking parts of Europe, look at Australia, look at Canada. I mean,
and it scares the hell out of me that we have to make that argument. I mean, we had a march a few months ago downtown where people were wanting to give away their Second Amendment rights to keep and bear arms. Like, I spent 20 years in the Marines, giving up my freedom so that everybody can enjoy theirs. And when I retire and I come back, now I'm seeing people willfully giving their freedoms away. Like, here, please, don't take it. We don't trust ourselves with guns.
All it takes
what did I spend my life doing?
Yeah.
Just giving you freedom so you could just throw them in the shit can?
All it takes is a long look at history to see what happens when a populace is disarmed, leaving them unable to defend themselves, what the governments can do. I mean, Mao, Pol Pot, Stalin, Hitler. There was a sword act in Japan back in like the 1500s where a whole bunch of people were fucking slaughtered because the peasants weren't allowed to hold swords anymore. I mean, anywhere in the world throughout history where people have been disarmed, you're at the disadvantage to a larger force.
And only a sworn enemy would ever suggest to regulate any type of our guns because they know where that's going, or to ban guns. Only a sworn enemy to this country and to its people would ever suggest such a thing. So when you see somebody suggesting that, you look in the enemy's eye right there. There's the enemy.
Sorry, I'm from Spain, so I would like to ask you a question. Can you tell us why you are here today? Why you guys are here?
Show my love and support for the Constitution, for America, for people who actually care about our liberties, who are willing to be here in the face of an opposition who likes to call us vile fucking things. We're here because we love liberty and we understand its value against the opposition who doesn't.
So, what are you hoping to gain for the message for the midterm elections that are coming up? Like, what are you hoping to gain for that?
Are you trying to gain anything for that? Is that even your purpose?
We want Gibson for Senate. We want people who actually support the Constitution. Yeah.
We have a hard time because the Democrats and the Republicans are essentially, they're one entity. So we can't just say, oh, we're going to vote for the Republican guy because he might be completely, they're all in the same club.
For the Patriot.
We want to vote for the guy who says, I'm with Rand Paul. We want to vote for the guy who says, I stand with Trump. We want to go for the guy who says, Bill of Rights or bust. So that's who we're going for. Those guys, you know them because they're loud and proud. If they're not loud and proud, or some of them are still fake. I mean, the jury's still out on Ted Cruz. You know, a lot of these guys are pretenders, and we should expect more pretenders to hop in. You're going to see people pretending to be libertarian like Bill Weld and Gary Johnson running for president. That was a Democrat operation right there. They knew right well, if Rand Paul would have ran for that, Rand Paul wouldn't have got smashed by Trump. He would have probably been the president right now. If Rand Paul would have gone libertarian instead of Bill Weld and Gary Johnson, we'd have President Paul right now, which I'm not opposed to.
I don't know if Rand Paul could have made it like Trump did. Not to say Rand Paul's a great guy.
He's still coming into his own. Like, he's not his father.
He's not a firebrand.
Trump, even Ron Paul, I don't think, as amazing of a president he would have been, I don't think he could have ever made it, because I don't think there's a lot of people with the skin that could have made it through the attacks.
Oh yeah.
You have to attack back. That's why Trump came through. He attacked back.
2008, I voted Republican for Ron Paul. 2012, I wrote his name in. I voted for Trump. I don't consider myself a Republican. I consider myself a constitutionalist.
Most Patriots don't.
I consider myself somebody who actually values, the Constitution above anything else. So those who do as well, I'm going to vote for them.
Do you have a superhero name?
Apparently online, I'm called the Base Green Bastard.
Awesome.
Before, I just called myself Pakistani Royal Guard.
Everybody on here is calling you Keck, man. They're asking if it's St. Patrick's Day.
I like the Base Green Bastard. It makes me laugh, so I'm actually going to go with that one. I heard a couple different ones, but that was my favorite. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, so where did you serve at?
I was in the Marines for 20 years, so I served where the Marines were from 2000 or from '93 to 2013.
Wow.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you, man. I was definitely not brave enough to do that.
I don't.
What question I would ask though? What do you think about the Marines in a whole? They're a patriot group in a whole.
Sorry, what?
The Marines in a whole are a patriot group. Am I correct on that? They aren't half and half. They're not civil war going on between the Marines, left and right.
I can't speak for the Marine Corps.
Just it seems like all the Marines I talk to are all patriots.
Well, yeah, because we got skin in the game. We've worked for freedom, and we know how special it is, and we know what it is not to have it. Because every moment you're in the Marine Corps, you don't have freedom because you're serving a higher power, and that power is the people.
You guys have something to teach the rest of us about that. Yeah, because we didn't experience that. We didn't do that. So we can look at you as leaders in the movement to restore the country, because you've been at the brink and seen
reality.
Yeah, where the edge is. The rest of us have been sitting in front of our TV in our air-conditioned houses.
I served in Iraq, I served in Afghanistan. I've seen people that aren't free, and I see how miserable they are.
Yeah.
And they were miserable because of their government. And sometimes it takes force to exercise to be able to maintain what you have, and that's what the Marine Corps is. We are a special breed of individuals who are willing to do whatever it takes to preserve freedom and liberty. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what made me join the Marine Corps, other than maybe it is God. I don't know what makes us special. I think we just work hard and we believe in what we preach.
Man, well, man, I appreciate you guys. You guys are out here. I live over.
It's no mystery, man. Look at all the Marines that Trump surrounded himself with.
Yeah, that's true.
Staff. Mattis, come on. Mad Dogs. Oh, man. What is this guy doing?
Hitler had his brown shirts. Gibson has his black and gold shirts.
Come on, dude. Come on, man.
Why do you hate America?
Dude, you know you're cool.
Why do you hate America?
Dude.
I didn't say anything like that.
It sure seems like America. Why do you hate America?
Why do you hate America?
Why?
Why do you hate America?
We don't hate.
Wow, I just hear a lot of words put into my mouth.
We're asking you
Dude,
a question.
we don't hate you though.
Why do you hate America?
We don't hate you. I'd say I really don't hate you, dude. I love you just like anybody else, man. I would talk to you about anything you want to talk about. We definitely would. We will.
I understand that you want to talk to me, but I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to answer your questions.
You are right now.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. I support your right to free speech, and I will allow you to have your free speech, just like you will allow me to have my free speech. I will not commit violence against you, but I will talk over you, all of you. Because I do not agree with your speech, and so equality.
It's all right.
What the brown shirts?
We will let you.
They wanted.
Yeah.
I'm not going to commit violence.
So that
I'm just going to talk over you. That's all I'm going to do is talk over you.
Well, guess what?
I'm just talking over you. I can talk whatever I want. You don't have to talk anything to me.
On there for you.
Why do you hate America?
Not here to talk. That's why he brought
Why do you hate
That's why he has a bullhorn.
That person's right.
Well, let's not be mean to him, because you guys know what? You know what? We were all once there. Weren't we all part there one time?
To express my First Amendment rights of free speech.
Let's bring him into the fold.
I think to celebrate is
He has that look and he has that sound. He's on the edge.
That's all I'm going to do all day is I'm going to talk over you.
He seems to me like he's not sure what he's saying. He's not confident what he's saying right now.
None of you can be heard. That is my goal.
Do you have a job?
How does failure fail? Because that's what you're going to be.
Dude, you don't look very confident about what you're saying. I just have to say,
with your mother.
do we want to bring you into our side? You don't look confident about what you're saying because you don't believe it, dude. I can see it on your eyes, man. You have a very unconfident look. It's just because you don't believe what you're saying.
That's why you hide behind masks.
Dude, we want the Bill of Rights for you too, man. We want you to have a Second Amendment and a First Amendment. We want that for you. We have no diswill towards you. I'll give you a damn hug. You want a hug? You give me a hug? Huh?
You just want.
Will you take a hug though? Will you take one though?
I want to celebrate America.
I just want to talk over fascists. That's all I want to do.
Well, you're gonna have to go somewhere else. There's none here. Give me the definition of fascism. What's the definition of fascism? I know it. Do you know what it is? I guarantee.
What is the definition?
I have money. Do you want to bet me right now? Do you know the? No, I'm betting you. Do you know the definition of fascism? Don't pull out your iPhone. Your Chinese slave goods. Answer the question. Do you know what fascism means? Do you know who started it? Do you know who?
Mussolini started fascism.
Oh boy, you're a fucking moron.
Although fascism might have started with the KKK here in the U.S.
Oh man, that was way later. Way later, buddy.
This is
dude. If you don't want to go fucking viral right now, get the fuck out of here, dude. You are about to go viral.
You're gonna be.
Oh, good. I hope to go viral. I've gone viral several times.
Get ready for the words up here and down here. You're about to be a fucking meme.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Who's got my city, bro?
Now, this is my city too. Now, there's no Joey yet, so this is all bullshit.
Oh, you can't do it.
So I don't need to talk to any of you. And I'm glad that
you don't need to, but you wanted to. You want to.
Because you're bullshit. These cameras' attention, because I'm going to have your attention later as well. I'm going to be drawing your attention away from Joey. I'm going to be drawing your attention away from the fascists who speak. And I'm going to be drawing attention away. And that's my only goal. My only goal is to draw attention away from you.
So you have nothing intellectual to add here. You just want to hurt.
No, I really do not.
No ideology. No political ideology. No social order that you like.
Right.
Like communism. You got a hammer and sickle on here. Is there a hammer and sickle under there?
Yeah. I'm not here to debate.
You love the USSR. You think you're gonna be in? You think you're gonna be in the Central Committee?
I'm here to distract.
You think you're gonna be in the Central Committee when the
and look,
they take
I'm
over?
winning. I'm distracting all of you.
When the commies take over, you'll be in the
I
gulag,
just told you my goals.
You won't be in the Central Committee.
I'm winning because I'm distracting you.
No, dude.
The longer you pay attention to me, the more I win.
More and more viewers are coming on here.
The more you pay attention to me, the more I win.
Oh my God.
My only goal is to get you to pay attention to me.
You loser, minimum wage.
So, if you're paying attention to me, I'm winning.
Yeah, I bet a job and having some kids would change your ass.
Really
that would change your ass having some kids.
Do you think that would be really hard to pull your little microphone cord out of your fucking thing and shut you the fuck up?
No, let him do it. Let him do it. Let him do
I
it.
can tell it's been taped back on.
But we're not here to shut down your speech or commit violence.
Oh, I've been hit by your guys before too. You might not be, the group in here might not be here to commit violence. And I understand that. I respect that. That's a solid commitment. I'm not here to commit violence either. But those people over there with the Confederate flag, by the way, speaking of, how the fuck do I hate America when you've got Confederate flag-waving fucks coming? What's up with that? Those are the most un-American people in the world. They actually rebelled against America.
Dude, a lot of people
how does that make sense?
Dude, I don't like
How does that make sense to you?
I agree with you on that. I don't like the Confederate.
I'm on my own side. I'm anti-fascist and an anarchist.
I like the flag with the 13 stars. I like the Gadsden flag. That's my flag. The Don't Tread on Me flag. The Sons of Liberty flag.
I love America.
So sweet. I love this. Come on, keep sucking my dick. Oh my God. The more you talk to me, the more you're just sucking my dick. I mean, like this is just getting me off.
Dude,
can you let go of me? This is a bit tight.
Dude, we are all
and I'm gonna take a step this way. And I'm gonna take a step this way, and you need to let go of me now.
We were all you at one point, okay? We migrated. We learned more. We kept reading. You need to go back to the book and keep reading. You haven't gone far enough into the book. You're still in the first chapter, dude. Keep reading the book, because the communists, they get ended at the end.
What is communism, by the way?
It's basically.
What is that? I'm sorry.
Are you talking about Lenin's version of communism, Marx's version,
which communism
or
are you talking about?
Because Stalin's completely changed it around after he got in.
Yeah, Stalin did change it around.
Yeah, you like the Stalin version. The first 9 years of Stalin.
Let
me guess.
Stalin.
That's what you call real communism.
I hate totalitarians. All totalitarians can go to crap. All tyranny. Fuck that shit. Fuck tyranny.
So what, you like a Bill of Rights? That's your thing? You're the Bill of Rights guy?
Oh, well, you know, the Bill of Rights was okay, but the Founding Fathers fucking sucked.
Oh, which one?
True.
Yeah. Which
all
one
of them were slave owners. They all fucking sucked. They
That
were
has
all
nothing to do
terrible
with anything,
people.
dude. Read what they wrote.
They were slave owners.
Dude.
If they were slave owners, they're terrible
Dude,
people.
I
It
hate
doesn't matter what they wrote or what they
Dude,
said.
I hate that they were
Their
slave owners
actions were
just as
evil.
much as you.
Their actions
I
were
hate
evil.
the slave owning just as much as you. You're not any better than me. I hate slave owning.
Oh,
The founding
good.
fathers made the best system social order that's ever happened, and we have to
They founded it on
apologize.
100 million
And we're
killings.
gonna have to always apologize for the slavery, and we do.
100 million killings.
We do
I'm not
apologize.
asking you to apologize for anything.
I do apologize
I
for
just
the
want
slavery.
you to recognize that the founding fathers then went and, with their amazing system, as you call it, killed 100 million Native Americans.
Yeah, Western colonialism.
Like 90%
We know.
of the world, because 90% of the world had slaves at one point.
Oh, good,
So you
then I
must hate
do.
them all.
Yeah,
You
let's
must
change
not
that
like
shit.
the
Let's get rid of
ones who just
slavery.
want to burn everything down.
Let's get rid of slavery. Let's get rid of genocide. Let's end that shit. No more slavery, no more genocide, no more killings. I'm totally against
So who's the number
violence.
one slave owners right now? What's the country that owns the most slaves?
The USA.
Oh, you're wrong. No, they're in the
And the
Middle East.
industrial prison
They're in the
system.
Middle
They now
East
call
and
them
North
prison
Africa.
laborers.
No, you are
Actually,
dead
it's-
wrong. Dude, you love slavery. Get the fuck out of here.
City, you motherfucker.
This is my city, actually.
Actually, it's not.
Go.
This is America, and
You
we're
came
going to
from
celebrate
a-
America. You hate America.
We have a Bill of Rights here. Why don't you go to a Soviet country?
You really should.
I
Why?
have
No,
been.
this is
Yeah, I'll
you
go
hear
to
this all the
Cuba.
time.
Fuck yeah, buy me a
Yeah,
ticket.
we hear this
Send
all
me
the
to
time.
Cuba.
You wouldn't go.
Buy me a
You wouldn't
ticket.
go.
I will go right
Okay,
now.
where's my
Buy
money?
me a fucking
You wouldn't
ticket.
go. You would
Buy me a ticket. Come
You
on,
would
step
chicken
up.
shit
Buy
out.
me a fucking
You would
ticket.
chicken shit out in your mom's fucking basement,
Buy
motherfucker.
me a
You would
ticket.
chicken shit out. You would
Come on,
never
come on,
go.
come on. Buy me a ticket to Cuba. I'll go to Cuba. I'll fucking leave you alone and go to Cuba.
That would be the Indian
You just buy
capitalism.
me a ticket.
No, get your
Buy
mom
me
to
a
pay
fucking
for it.
ticket.
Get
I'll
your
go to
mom to
Cuba.
pay
Why
for
can't
it.
you get a job to get your own?
I have a job.
You
I don't
guys
want to
have
pay
a
for
job.
it. You buy me a ticket.
Oh my God.
Why are you out here messing with me?
I don't know. If you have a job, why are you out
If you
here?
have a job, why do you need somebody to buy you a ticket to send you to a country?
We all have weekends off, don't we?
You should want to make your way to that communist country.
Oh, well, you know, I can make this a communist country.
What do you think?
You
happens?
know
That's up to
Why don't
me.
you take one of those little boats and swim
That's
over
the
to
great
Cuba?
thing.
See what
I
happens
can
if you
do
swim over
whatever
to Cuba.
change I want, and I
know
can
what?
try
Yeah.
and
You
change
can't.
this into a communist country.
You know, in Cuba, you
It
can't
won't
buy
ever
fancy
happen.
helmets like that and megaphones. You don't have your iPhone. You don't have a parent's basement to sit in. So
Have you ever been to Cuba? You know what you're talking about then.
I do actually.
You haven't
Oh my
been to
God.
Cuba, so you don't know what you're talking about.
You go there. You go to Cuba.
I haven't been to Cuba either, so I don't know what I'm
So you're
talking about with
saying
Cuba.
the history of Cuba, all the Cuban history that's in the public is all fake?
Oh
That's
no,
fake
that's,
history?
that's totally real. You know,
Yeah.
all those Cubans that left, they totally deserve to get fucking beat up and sent out. They deserved that shit.
Because it didn't fall to the
Because they
Supreme
were
Leader?
slave owners.
Oh boy.
They were property owners, they were slave owners.
man.
They got lost in the communist revolution.
So this is
Oh,
the
well,
difference
that's
between
too bad.
the message of love and the message of hate. You hate people. We love Americans.
Yeah.
We love America.
We even love you.
We even love you. You have
What?
a message of hate.
I love people of color. Black Lives Matter. Can you say that?
We,
Can
oh,
you say Black
dude,
Lives Matter?
of course they
All
do.
lives matter.
Yes,
Black lives
you
matter.
got it
Can
right
you
in the
say
head.
those three words?
Of
Black
course.
Lives
Yes,
Matter.
listen.
Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Of course
All
they
lives
matter.
matter.
Good, good.
Yep.
You're on the right
Your
path
life
already.
matters.
Do you
Can
love
you
all
say
lives?
Your life
trans
matters.
lives matter?
Can you say
Of
all
course,
lives
dude.
matter?
Trans lives matter?
Can you say
Yeah.
all lives matter?
Oh, all lives do matter, but black
Yes.
lives are not being paid enough attention to. Trans lives aren't being paid enough attention to. Women's lives aren't being paid
now
enough
you're saying,
attention to.
no, hold on,
Only
you're
white
saying
lives
something kind of
apparently
normal
matter
there.
too.
You kind of are saying something
Why
normal
do you
there.
say that? Why do only white lives matter to us?
The white man is.
Why do you say that? Police statistics don't back that up. In fact, more white people are getting killed by cops than black. So why do you say that?
Well, where did you get that statistic?
Well, it's because there's
The
more white.
FBI, so you trust the government?
Where are you getting your information? At least I have
I get my
something to get
information from like fucking Twitter and from people saying that they're
Twitter?
getting shot,
Twitter,
and
no,
from
dude.
videos of people getting shot,
That's very
shot and killed.
Yeah.
So
That's-
white people don't get shot and killed.
White people do get shot and killed.
Okay, so
I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that
Dude, you don't
black
wanna-
and brown bodies
yeah.
get killed at a disproportionate
Dude,
rate.
you want to talk about a rate? You're talking about a number. The numbers are totally against you. Those numbers are all way.
Which numbers are you quoting at me?
Dude, I won't.
I haven't heard any numbers from you, so.
I think you've read them all. They're everywhere.
I
They're
really
everywhere.
haven't heard them,
Your
so-
argument's been debunked everywhere, dude. I'm not gonna go over it.
Everything that you're saying has been debunked. So you're just making a fool of yourself on Twitter and your news followers.
numbers are you talking about? Which things debunked me? I'm still not sure.
Come to truth at different
times. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to tell him. Yeah, he's on.
Which statistic is that?
Exactly.
FBI statistic.
They release yearly crime data every year, and for the last several years.
Hold up, I have a question for y'all. Do you mind if I ask you a question?
I'll take a question.
Okay, so you support the police, right?
Love the police.
Love the police?
I love our police officers.
You love your guns as well, right?
I support
you
law
support
and
the Second
order.
Amendment, right?
I support law and order. I support the Second Amendment.
All right, you support the Second Amendment. So, do you wave the Coven ticket flag?
I don't have one. No,
if laws were passed against guns, would you be like, oh, come and take my guns, and you'll shoot anybody that comes and tries and takes your guns?
The cops would be.
I don't
the
use
cops
violence
won't.
in general,
if
but
the cops,
the cops are here to uphold the Constitution.
If they don't, we're against them. We're against them if they're not.
Land.
If they're against our Bill of Rights, if they violate one of our Bill of Rights,
the cops
we're not
don't
for them.
care about your rights.
Oh yeah,
we know our rights. We know our rights. When they violate it, we call them out.
To uphold the law, not the Constitution.
Dude, nobody calls out the cops more than we do when they're against the. You're calling them out for a dumbass reason because you're a fucking commie.
We love our police officers.
That's a dumbass fucking reason.
Order. We love America. We love our Constitution.
Oh shit! It looks like this is unimportant now.
Yeah, you're unimportant.
Unimportant now.
Oh boy. Bye bye. Bye bye. Wipe away the tears. Wipe away the tears. Shame walk.
I'm sorry. I'm going to your crowd of supporters over there.
Walk of shame. Wow, that was a classic. Let me go around. That was a classic, everybody. Oh my God. Get ready, it's not even started yet. So we're gonna walk over here. What kind of clowns are over here? It looks like there's a clowny semblance over here of little fools.
They're not letting Proud Boys in.
They're not? I'm pressed. So. Yeah, let's see how this goes. All right. Man, it's too bad y'all couldn't make it here today. Man, everybody watching, wish y'all were here. But since you can't be here, I'll try to give y'all a good show. All right. I was gonna go down to the police station and see if I could get an interview down there, chief or somebody. But I ended up getting down here too late. The action's already going. All right. All right, everybody's cool over there. All right. The camera quality chart, yeah. I'll hit that thing. I think it's because I'm in Portland, yeah. And there's so many buildings around. Let's see if I can fix this thing. Oh, okay, yeah. I'll flip it around. There we go. Is that better? All right. Off the filter, off him. 12 o'clock. Way better? All right, cool. Man, if you guys haven't checked out my channel, I do a Patriot comedy show. If you want to check that out later on. It's pretty cool. I'm here out of Portland. I basically just make fun of trendies out here. But let's get in some action here.
I'm not here to actually converse to you. We can have conversations. This is not the space for it. This isn't the place. You don't come armed and shit. This isn't the space. The space is a coffee house.
Oh,
Please
baby.
stop doing that.
Why don't you leave if you don't like America? Why are you here?
This is a coffee house. That's where we should have these conversations. Not fucking out here, armed to shit. Look at y'all. Y'all are armed to the fucking teeth. I'm just wearing defensive gear. I have no weapons. I intend to commit no violence against you.
Flowers, bro, here.
And yet, look, you bring flagpoles, you bring these flowers to pretend like you're nice. What the fuck's in the flowers? What is in there? What's behind? What, are you with like InfoWars or some shit? That's some conspiracy theory bullshit. Oh, am I Bubba? Bubba? Bubba, that's my name. Okay, thank you. You actually don't know my name, and that just makes you an even bigger fool of yourself.
I bought this for him for Christmas. This is my nephew. Please stop acting like this.
Oh my god, you're so funny. Alright, so just continuing on. Do you know my actual name? I don't think you do. So, InfoWars, no, I don't even know her. Faith and hope and love. Faith, hope, and love, but the greatest of these is love. Yes, love. Yeah, we want fucking love. Why the fuck do you hate trans people?
We don't.
Well, then why do you go around and like support people who commit violence against trans people? Why do you march against the people who commit violence against trans people? Why the fuck do you? Why do you drive around and in your fucking gold and black shirts and attack like specifically? Where the fuck? I have a question for him specifically about this shit. Tiny like goes and rolls around and then jumps out of his car and starts beating people down. Like, that's an actual thing that Tiny does. Like, if you look at the Oregonian, no, will not take your flower. I'm sorry, stop offering.
Teddy, you're bothering me. You're standing in my crowd.
Yeah, of course. I can stand wherever the fuck I want. Hello, InfoWars. You're a conspiracy theory site.
Oh, a conspiracy theory site.
Yeah, like
what does that mean?
You fact check anything?
Yeah, what do you
fact check? Well, I'm turning the frogs gay, apparently, according to you.
Oh, the chemical runoff that actually does. It's a UC Berkeley study. Are you a science denier? There's a documentary of science there.
I'm not turning frogs gay. That's not my goal. I turn myself gay.
Nobody's saying you do, you dummy.
Look, this guy. Wait. This guy wants to throw us out of helicopters. Hey, Tiny. Oh, shit. You're the guy who rolls around and beats people up out of your truck. That's it. Look, he even nods to it. He nods to going and committing violence against people on the street.
Fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out. Well, I'm here to fuck around. Come on. I want to find out. What you got?
Well, you ain't swinging at me.
I ain't gonna swing at you.
Nobody that's not swinging.
Oh, you swing at
anybody that swings at me. And every
oh, that's not fucking true. You know that's not true. You know that's not true.
Ask all the people that got hit.
All the people that got hit?
Yeah.
Oh shit, like the one who reported to the Oregonian. What did they say? Fuck you? Fuck you? That's what they said? And you said no? And you hit them? You jumped out of your car to hit them? That's what you did.
He spit in my truck. That's where hate speech is.
Oh no.
That's where
fuck you. That's bullshit. You know it. You know it.
You're the Nazi.
What?
You're the Nazi.
I'm not a socialist.
Oh, really? What are you, a commie?
Yeah, we're calling.
You're the Nazi.
Oh, is it worse? Oh, cool.
Yeah, you think you're going to be part of the...
I just want, like, workers to have equal rights?
You're going to go to the gulag first.
What? Hit me in the head. 17? Woo! You are just angry. You're a ball of anger. I love it.
Take off the fucking helmet.
Oh, you assholes! You assholes! Assholes! You assholes! You assholes! USA! USA! Oh, you're just stopping yourself, so, like, I'm fine with this. This is great. Did you just try to take my flag? What the fuck? Oh, 3% militia! No fucking way, you're an actual terrorist! You tried to bomb a subway! Yeah, that's what the fucking 3% militia does! If you didn't hear, 3 Georgians of the 3% militia got arrested for building bombs! That's really what they got arrested for! And for planning to build those bombs! You incels!
attention.
God.
He's seeking attention. Don't give it to him.
You're damn right I'm seeking attention, and you're all gonna give it to me. That's just the way it works. Yeah, you too. Have a good day.
Hey, Tommy.
I hope. Oh, look at you. You're all so dumb. Like, what the fuck's up with the thin blue line? You support Pop Lives more than you support Black Lives? That's just the truth.
Communist. Tommy.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I am. And you supported the genocide, and you still support the genocide of 100 million native people on this land. 100 million people died to create this country. We're killed. We're executed. We're driven from their land. You're on these lands, by the way.
Trying to fix it, you guys. Hold on.
World of pain. You know what land you're on right now?
Hold on. I might have to close the feed and start it back up, everybody. Hold on.
Do you know what native land you're on right now? Do you know the crime?
It's America!